So today, let's get uncomfortable. Let's get uncomfortable and talk about success, how you actually achieve it. Now, I'm not talking about performative success where you're posting every workout or you're posting every goal or accomplishment, or maybe you're posting every manifestation ritual. I'm talking about achieving real success through certain habits. And most successful women, they have all of these in common. So the first habit is they start before they're ready. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, okay, but that's not new. Maybe it's not new, but here is the thing. Most people will not start before they're ready. They are waiting for someone to save them or someone to give them permission, whereas successful women will just start, even if they don't feel ready. Think about Sarah Blakely, for example. She is the founder of Spanx. She tells the story all the time of how she would cut up her pantyhose, put them under her clothes to have that smoother silhouette. And she had no experience in fashion or in business, but she started meeting with people in the fashion industry, people in business, trying to get investors to sell her idea. She wasn't ready, but she knew she had a great idea, and she knew that that was something that women wanted and that most people were doing, but they did not step out to make this become a brand that became revolutionary. It started all of the shapewear that we now see. So when thinking in terms of whether you're ready or not, chances are you're never going to be ready. Most of us do things that we are not quite ready to do, because even when you're not quite ready, you move anyway, and you will always have that angst. So when you start to think that you are not ready this week, think about that great idea that you have, the passion that you have for it, and how you know that if you started, you would be successful at doing it. Write that one thing down, and after taking a look at it, think about one thing that you can do to start. It doesn't have to be anything huge at all. It can be something very small. Let's say that this year you're going to lose 10 pounds. And you're thinking you're going to get started on Monday, or you're going to get started on Tuesday or Wednesday. You're going to start when that new outfit comes in. You know all the things you say to yourself before you get started. Instead of doing the analysis by paralysis, just start. And that doesn't have to be you going to the gym or running outside. It can be 10 minutes of movement, 15 minutes of movement. Some small movement to get you started, to get you going. So this week, focus on that one thing that you want to do, that you've been holding yourself back from doing, and just do it. The second habit that most women who are successful have in common is they move quietly and consistently. Most of the time, when you see women who are successful, they're not announcing what they're doing. They usually announce it after the fact because they're moving quietly and consistently in the background. They're not posting what they're doing and telling you every step of it. They do it after the fact. Think about Rihanna, for example. Rihanna is a billionaire. We all know her because of her talents associated with her musical ability. But the truth is, while we were focusing on her music career, she was focused on becoming a fashion mogul. Not only did she do it through her overall appearance, her brand, but she also did it because she was working quietly in the background, meeting with investors, meeting with chemists, getting her business up and running. And by the time we noticed Fenty Beauty, Rihanna was out there, focused and getting our attention. And now, as a result, she's a billionaire. Now, of course, most of us probably won't reach that status. Now, that's not to say that we can't, but it is to say that you can apply this to whatever it is you're trying to achieve. That is, you move quietly and consistently in the background. You don't have to make big pronouncements. You don't need the fanfare of everyone knowing what you're doing. You're just doing it in the background, and you're doing it consistently, not when you feel like it, maybe on Monday, maybe on Tuesday, but you're doing it consistently over time, and that is what builds success. The third habit is to invest before you see results. Now, that is hard for some of us to do because our instincts tell us to invest once we see the results. Once I make so much money, then I'm going to do X. And you fill in the blanks. We all say it. Once I do this, I can do that. But the truth is, you don't want to wait until you get there, because if you wait, you may never get there. You want to invest on the front end. Invest because you know that you have such a belief in yourself and in the goals that you have that you are going to achieve it. It can be something so small in terms of investment. Think about someone like Oprah Winfrey, for example, who we know is a media mogul and also a billionaire. Oprah talks all the time about how she invested in herself, her personal development. She invested in therapy, in coaches. She invested on the front end, which allowed her to be a better version of herself. So when thinking about yourself and your overall investments, think in terms of how you can invest in you to achieve the level of success that you want, or to achieve the goals that you've set out for 2026 or beyond. Let's say, for example, you know that you could use an executive coach, and if you had that coach, your career could take off, things could change for you. Instead of waiting till you get that next promotion, figure out how you can invest right now in that coach, because that coach is going to help you move to the next level. Instead of thinking right now that, well, if you had more money, you would probably buy yourself a better planner because then you could write out all your goals. Perhaps now is the time that you buy that planner. Now, that's a small example, but the truth is, when you think differently about your overall success, and when you start to invest in what you know that's going to help you, you will see the results because you've invested in the front end. You've invested on yourself because you have the belief that it can happen and it will happen. These are the things that successful women, habits that each one of them have in common, that you too can adopt to help you achieve your overall goals. Let me know down below which of these habits you are going to start to utilize in order to achieve your goals this year, to achieve that level of success that you've always wanted, but you've been a little too afraid to go after. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and to subscribe to the channel. As always, I'll see you next time.